All right. Hi, everyone. So what we are doing here is we are going to go through and show you how to log on to some of the games. So I have my beautiful assistant here, Mark Mainville, and we are going to do that now. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what's going on here. Okay. And we are now sharing the screen. And so what I'm going to do is I will go into the document. And again, you can see here that we have everything listed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just click on one of the games. So we'll start with Battleship, because it's at the top here. So what that's going to do is that is going to open up the Battleship game. And as you can see here on the screen. So what you're going to do is you're able to move the pieces around. But what we're going to do is I'm going to click on Friend and I'm going to click on Classic. Once you get that, you're able to do different things. You can move your pieces around. You can move them different places here just by moving with your mouse, so that you can kind of set these up however you'd like to. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to copy this link here, and I'm going to send this to Mark. So I can just right-click. Oh. So we're just going to Control-C and copy that. I did that right. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to send it to Mark. Okay, and I'm gonna just do this via email because it's easier for me. So I'm going to compose an email to MM. We're gonna call this Battleship. And then we're gonna just paste the link in there and send that off to him. What you would do is you could post it inside of the Zoom in the chat feature. It looks a little different for me because I'm the presenter right now and how that would look with like sharing my screen. So what you could also do is you could do the chat feature and just paste it right into there. And then he can click on it from there. That's probably how you'll want to do it with your mentee. But just for the purposes of this exercise, I'm sending it via email.
So I have received my email, and I will click on the link in the email, and it has set me up for Battleship, and I will randomize my grid of ships and click the play button.
I've also clicked the play button before he did. So where I was all set to go, I'd already put my ships where I wanted them to go. And then what you would do is you will then just play. So you can just click on a space. See, I didn't get him. So now he'll click on one of mine and see if you can get one of my ships.
I had a miss.
Same thing, going back and forth until someone hits one of them. And as you can see, we're not doing a very good job today at getting one of our ships here. Though Mark has been very close a couple of times. But
and additionally, there is a chat function in this particular game. Yes. So Christopher, if you want to just show real quick what that looks like.
Of course. So it's right down here. So I can type, hey, Mark, and then he'll see that. It has the time. It comes up. And then you can see that the opponent is typing. So he's typing back to me. So again, this is something where even if you and your mentee were on the phone together, you could still chat with each other or, play that way as well. You would just need a way to get the link to them. So that's this one. So we will stop playing this and we'll go into another game. I'd love to leave this site. So now we'll go down and let's try Yahtzee again. So we did this one the other day at the training. So again, you'll just click on the link, you'll open it up. It'll bring you here. So once you get to this screen, you're gonna click on guest. And then you're gonna get to this kind of crazy screen right here. You're gonna click on the new game table up here in the left corner. This is gonna bring you to this screen. All you're gonna do is copy this link up in your browser. And this is the one that you're gonna send to the mentee. So again, I'm gonna send this actually through the chat feature, Mark.
Okay.
So that we can do it that way. So I've sent that link to him. So now he can click on that link and he can open up the game.
I need to get into. There we go. I click on that link.
I'm moving us around here.
I think I somehow ended up with the link for Battleship. Oh, because I clicked the top part.
Sorry, because I sent both of them.
Yep. And then I get a screen where I have to choose login or guest. I'm going to click guest. And then I need to join the table, but I'm trying to remember how to do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. So here's a little function here. So this is the thing that we figured out the other day. So I've already set the table to private, so Mark can actually not get into it. But if I set it back to public and he clicks on it, let's see if he's able to get into it now.
There we go. Now I'm in.
So now he's
I
able to get
select
in.
my place as number
And so
2.
now you're WCD.
Correct.
So there he is. So now I would click start.
And then you want to set it back to private, correct, Christopher? So that
Yes. So I'd set it back to private so that now no one else can join our game and it's just us. You'll also see that there's a little timer here. So in these settings over here, I'm able to change it so that I can put how much time there is, if we want sound, whether or not, again, it's going to be public or private game. Again, it has to be public for the mentee to join, but then you can make it private. And then with Yahtzee, you'll see here that it's already started the first roll for me. And then I can continue to roll again and again. And then once I've run out of turns, it won't let me click that anymore. And then you'll come over here to this board and you'll just click on the number that you want to use. So again, the point of Yahtzee is to get 5 of a kind, right? 5 numbers. So sometimes that doesn't happen, of course. And so you kind of just take what you can get. So I'll click on this 4. It'll give me 12 points. It adds it all up for you and things like that. So then it would be Mark's turn. And so he's decided that he wants to save the 1s. And then he's rolled a couple more times. And now he's going to decide what he wants to do. So he can either do, he can click on kind of the ones that have numbers, to depending on what kind of points he wants to give himself. And he decided that he was going to do 13. And then you go back and forth like that. So a lot of the games do this kind of a login that we showed you. So, you know, you would click on guest, you'd click on create the table, and then you'd have to copy that link and send it to the mentee, and then wait for them to join. Sometimes when it's a public table, you might have other people join it. So you'll have to just, again, get them out of the table. And you would do that by clicking on, there would be an X over here. And as the table creator, you can actually get somebody out. Wonderful. So we'll just show you one more. We'll show you Uno, because again, Uno is kind of my personal favorite mentoring game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of these tabs here. And then I am going to come down here and go to Uno. So again, just going to click on the link. And then people are a little bit confused about this one. So when you get to this first screen, you don't have to be a member. You don't have to create an account. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to click join a game. So right up here, you'll click join a game. It'll bring you to this page. You're going to enter a room name. I can literally enter whatever I want. So if I want to type in Christopher Rocks, as he definitely does, I can put that as the room name. And then the password, you should definitely create a password. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. Again, I'm going to put mentor for this. You'll have 7 cards, and it's actually going to have hide from lobby, because this is going to be a private game that you and the mentee are going to play. So then what you're going to do is you're going to click create a game. So once you create that game, it's going to have you come up. You can see here that I'm player 2576. And here is the room URL. So all I'm going to do is copy that. And I'm going to send it to my mentee. Again, I'm going to do the chat feature. So I'm going to send it right here in the chat. And then that goes directly to Mark. Oh, except I didn't get the H. So hold on, Mark. Unless you're going to add that. But hold on. I didn't add the H to the thing. Command C. There you go. So there's the whole thing. I would actually copy and paste that, Mark, because it doesn't look like it's going to, I don't know if you can click on the whole link. It's going to bring you to where you need to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See how it kind of broke up there?
Hang on 1 second. Let me.
That's why
So just copy and paste it out of here?
Yeah, I would copy and paste it.
Copy and paste the whole thing, the Christopher Rocks part.
Yeah. So what I would do is, again, that's why I usually use like a 1 word as a room code, because it's just easier. This, for some reason, has created a space in between. But as you can see, Mark has now joined, right? Because Mark, you are 2034.
34.
So now we're both here. So I'm going to click start game. And then it says, you know, it's your turn. So I can pick a card. So I can decide what I want to do. So I'm going to do this. And this actually really guides you through how to play. There's very little, you know, if your mentees maybe don't know how to play this game, it's really easy. It only lets me choose the cards I can actually use. So I would then, you know, just click on the one that's highlighted. There's also a chat function here. So I can type in, hey, into the chat box, and it sends it right to Mark. It doesn't have your name. It just has the, you know, the player number, but I mean, there's only 2 of you. So, so it's my turn again. So I will have, you know, draw 4 for Mark, and then I'm going to choose red as mine. And then I'm able to play another card. So you're able to kind of go through and do this. So very simple, very easy way to be able to kind of play Uno. It already gave me 2 cards. So it's very easy for you to play with your mentee. And again, it's very little on their part to be able to, you know, have to like really think or be like, I don't really know what I'm going to play, or, you know, it only lets them pick so many cards. So it's really great to be able to have that. And then Mark, I don't know if you have another card you can play.
Yes, it's my turn.
Sorry.
I did not see the message. That's okay.
Because I want to see what happens in my next turn here. You can also see here on the side, it'll show you how many cards that player has. So you actually know. So I know Mark has 10 cards. And I'm actually not able to play any cards right now. So I can actually just click right on the deck. It'll draw a card for me. If I can play it, I can play it, or I can pass. But of course, I'm going to play my card. And then that'll go there. As I talked about yesterday, there'll be, when it comes down to Uno, you're actually going to have something up here that says call Uno. You're going to click on that call Uno button before you actually play your next card. And that's kind of the way that you're saying Uno. And if not, you'll get 2 cards. And again, you'll only make that mistake once, because you'll be like, oh no, I definitely need to click that button because I don't want 2 cards. So there are just a few games that you can kind of play with your mentee. Again, we have the list here. A lot of them are the Play OK, which is the ones that was like the dice game, like Yahtzee. So we have a couple of those that you can just click on. Very simple. Again, kind of same setup. But hopefully you were able to learn some stuff from this. And we thank you so much for joining us.